Hey everybody, welcome. Welcome to our training on prospecting. So we're super excited about this because it's such a common thing that most people either find themselves challenged with, and it doesn't matter where you are in your business. I think everybody at some point gets a little bit challenged and think, oh my gosh, am I ever going to find any more customers? Am I ever going to find people to get into my business who want a business? And some of us were talking about it because it's just so common, even for the pros. People get stuck from time to time. Sometimes your business, what you want to get is that momentum in your business, for sure, when you have new customers coming on board or customers reordering, or promoters bringing on promoters. But it's not always like that, and we're certainly not born to be great prospectors, but we are born with the tools to know how to prospect. And what is prospecting? I just think prospecting is sharing. I don't think it's much beyond that, really. And when I'm thinking about starting a business, or I think about this actually every single day. When I wake up, I think, okay, who are my friends? Who are the people in my world who could really benefit from these products? And then who are the people in my world who could benefit from not just the products, but also to make some money sharing these products and creating a business? And so when people first get started, it's natural that they go to their family and their friends, and they usually say too much, and people say, oh, you're not involved in that thing, and then some people can get super scared. So it's really important within our teams to teach people how to reach out, and the verbiage that we use, and what we can say, and to say as little as possible initially. But that's another training at another time in terms of what it is that we say. Let's talk about who and who we're approaching and how we're approaching. In this business, and we're, in the year 2018, we have an online business. This is a much easier business to do today than it was 10, 20 years ago, for sure, even 5 years ago. It's so much easier because we have this unlimited pool of people. And how do we tap into them beyond just our family and our friends? So our family and friends is considered our hot market. Those are people that you know extremely well. And then there's the warm market. Those are sort of friends of friends, or maybe they're a loose acquaintance. And then there's the cold market. These are people you absolutely don't know at all, right? So that's really how the industry kind of breaks it down. If you hear people referring to hot, warm, cold, hot's the closest to you, warm's kind of, a little bit in between, and the cold ones, you don't yet know them. But on our planet of 7 billion people, I'm open to meeting everyone, pretty much, right? We have a solution for everybody, pretty much. So in our super hot market, that's kind of the easy one, that people can create a list. And when people first join the business, it's a really good idea to sit down and look at this as two pillars. One, who are your friends who could really benefit from these products? So let's stick with dose, because I think that's the majority. I know that's the majority of what we sell in our business. So when we're looking at dose, who are our friends who could really benefit from weight loss? And you've talked to them about it, and maybe you've tried to exercise or done some weight loss things together. Those would be the easiest people to come to mind. Who are some friends who are struggling with sleep, or they just say, oh my God, my brain fog is ridiculous, or I just, I feel like I can't get focused, or I don't have any energy. Those are the other ones that you'd go to. So your list, your initial one of all your friends with those issues that our products solve their issues. So it's only a matter of connecting the people with the solution, right? So that's it for your product people. And I'd encourage everybody to really make a list and challenge them. Go down that list. Who are your friends who could really benefit from the weight loss aspect? We have the holidays coming up. Man, oh man. Well, okay, not coming up, but coming up. So we have the holidays in front of us. There's still enough time, because that tends to be a trigger when there are so many events and parties and people really want to look their best. And so that's coming up, and we have a solution to help people look their best. So think of your friends who you can say, hey, Jean, listen, I know we've talked about you know, trying to rock that little black dress every single holiday season. Why don't we make a commitment to do it this year? I have something that I think is going to give us an added boost. It's a secret little thing. You want me to shoot you some information? Do you want to try a sample and meet for a coffee? Whatever, but just keep the conversation normal. So those are the friends who are in your first group. And then the friends, as I said, with energy or whatever problems that our products have a solution for. So, and you all know what those are. The other ones are the people and your friends who need a business. And they're a totally separate category often, even though they'll become product users, and some of the customers will become you know, promoters because they love it so much and they have results and they start to share. So just think of it, if we can help guide people in our business to think of it as two distinct groups of people, I think that makes a lot of sense. The other thing too is that, remember, with sharing this stuff and with let's talk about bringing people into the business. It's a continuum. Just because you've talked to them about it once, most people need about 7 times before they'll even change their mind or take a close look at it. So realize this isn't a shot in the you know, pan one time. Man, we've got to get in. We've got to use these products, or you have to get in my business. You have lots of time to do that. I have people who have been watching my posts who will reach out to me and say, Carol, I've been watching your posts for the past 6 months. And I finally got the courage to ask you about it. Wow. I did get a text like that. It just absolutely blew me away. So now I try and throw out some posts to invite people, to put out those words, to invite them to learn more. But of course, we never send our links or anything like that. And I don't want to get into too much on the social media aspect of things, because I know Courtney's going to do a training on that in the near future. But I just want to do a quick brush by that social media aspect of things, because it is really, really important. Andrea, did you want me to just cover that briefly, like quickly go over it?
Yeah,
okay.
I think we should throw it in here. Then we'll do a separate one where it's just on social media training.
Okay, perfect. So with respect to the social media aspect of it, you know, Facebook for many of us is just a really great place to live. Consistency is important when you're doing videos and posts. You want to have a presence daily on that. So you want to, and the other thing too, in order to get something, you really need to give. And Facebook's a great example of that. So you go in, you comment on posts. But what about if you're sitting there one morning and you're just going, look, I have an online business, but I don't know how to attract people to my business. Well, if you feel like you're tapped out of your friends and family, go onto Facebook and look at some of your friends' friends. So just go and click on the friends part of anybody's profile. All their friends pop up, and then click on them. And then when you see them, maybe you want to do an invite, a friend to friend them. And then when you start looking at your friends, tell me you're ever going to have enough hours in the day to reach everybody. You just won't. And there are all kinds of other things that we can do, but I like to start when I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, you know, I have all these people at varying levels who are either trying the product, who want to get into the business, who are waiting to be paid to get into the business, whatever it happens to be. But they're all at a different level in terms of jumping into the business. So some days I'll sit there and I'll say, okay, who now? Well, I'll go into my friends, especially if I've had friends. Maybe you've got a friend in a weight loss group or something. Go into that friend and start friending friends, right? You'll have unlimited people to connect with. The value of what you've got is your whole network. And that's what companies pay a lot for, because they're people to tap into, right? To market to. And that's why somebody like Amy Smith, who's got, oh my gosh, hundreds of thousands of followers, and Amy has companies sending her stuff to try, to, you know, giving her affiliate links and things like that. If you'll promote my stuff, you'll have an affiliate link. Well, you know, that's something that we all aspire to. But if you're sitting with 200 people of Facebook friends, it's a little low on the Facebook world. They'll max you out at 5,000. So at the very basic, why don't you just start friending everybody on Team Rise Ellepreneur, on Team Freedom, on Ella Success. friend people in the business, because the other great thing is you can look at what their posts are, right? And you can say, hey, that post got a lot of engagement. How many people liked it? How many people commented on it? That's called engagement. So if once you start doing that and creating curiosity, people will start to watch you. People will start to follow you. Hey, what's she doing? And share other people's successes. So, we have some people on our team who have had incredible success. We have one family. They have amazing success. Share their successes because you'll create that curiosity. Okay. Over to you, Andrea.
That was great. So let's see. Does anybody have any questions about how to post on social media or how to approach people? I think we can maybe go back and forth on that. I know I've had a lot of people that are scared and they'll put one post out there, and because they don't have a flock of people come to it, they're terrified to post again. And I've been on social media for a long time and I have a lot of followers, and I don't always get something out of every post. However, people are watching it, and a lot of times they come back later. So that's why I think it's really important with your prospecting to be consistent in what you're doing. Consistently post, maybe not every day, or multiple times a day, because you don't want to be annoying. You want to kind of change things up. Like I try to post, 10 things about something other than my business, before I talk about coffee. And so that keeps people engaged. And then I was trying to think, I didn't write down my list, Carol, the stuff I was supposed to go over. I should have written it down. Let's see. So going out, and whenever you first get started in this, because this is a training video, and you work on your list, and you've got your pillars, you've got your people you're going to talk to about the product that are going to need the product. And then you have your, potential promoters. It's really important to just be excited. Don't be weird about it. That's, a lot of people are scared, and it's like, oh gosh, I'm not a salesperson, I don't know how to talk about it. And they act so weird about the subject that it scares people off. Just be excited. Say, hey, I've got this product, this coffee. It's freaking amazing. Here, I want you to try it. You don't have to be, just strange about it. Like, oh, I'm selling something, or, you guys know what I mean. That Courtney always has good things to say. So how do you approach people, and you're one of the top growing teams?
I try not to friend request. I mean, I did friend request people at the beginning to try to get to, I suggest around trying to get to at least 3,000 friends. Mm-hmm. And friend request mutual friends of other people, and then just start following. And I suggest now I just follow people. I hit their follow button. I don't friend request them, because I don't want to take one of their spots, because we only have 5,000 people that we can friend request. So, or that we have friends for on our own pages. So now I have just started following people and have asked people just to follow me instead of friend requesting, just because it's the same thing. And then we can still go up to the 5,000. I also use something called Evernote. I don't know if anybody's heard of that. It's a free app. You can pay for it also and use it with your team. It has a paid purpose that you can share between your team, but there's a free version. I just use the free version. My husband and I share it sometimes. You can, I know that people don't like to say the word script, but I do use some scripts, especially whenever I'm messaging people through Messenger, just a quick thing. If I'm following up with some people, just to get them onto the customer page, I have a specific script that I just go in and say, hi, Andrea, I just started a customer support page. I know that we had talked about coffee in the past. I'd love to add you to the page. Let me know if that's okay. I always ask to add to the page. And then most of the time, 9 times out of 10, they all come back and say, oh yeah, sure, add me to the page. Well, that way I can just go to Evernote, copy that, take it straight over to Messenger. And I have a couple little ones like that I use all the time. And then I can just go straight into Messenger, change the name. And it's just a time saver. If you see a quick Facebook post that you love and you don't want to lose it, you can copy it, go put it into Evernote, do a header under Facebook posts, and then you can go in and change it later and add it to your page later. That it's just a really good organizational tool for network marketing to kind of hold things all together.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great idea. Thanks so much for that, Courtney. And Meredith was just saying that, what's the name of the guy?
Steve Dotto, D-O-T-T-O, and his website is Dotto Tech, or Facebook site, Dotto Tech. He has a webinar tomorrow that you can sign up for, all about Evernote. He knows everything about all the social media and all the technicalities of everything that's available, screencasting as well, et cetera, very good connection.
We'll put that link up too on Team Freedom for people, and Alice has.
Well, and there's different ways to prospect. Like, this isn't a social media training, so we'll get more into that. But however, if you're on Facebook or you're on social media, you probably have your warm, your hot, and your cold market on there. You're going to have your friends and family. And I do suggest this, especially if you're just starting. You know, after you tried the products and you fully believe in them, go on Facebook and just like come out of the closet. You know, that's what I did. I was like, hey guys, this is what I'm doing. I'm coming out of the closet. I'm letting you know, I love this coffee. I'm selling it. It makes me feel incredible. If you want samples, you need to comment or inbox me. And, so that's a good place to get started. Just, make a post and just be sincere, and then people will start calling you or commenting, and other people will start watching. And like Carol said, and I've had this multiple times, where people have watched my posts for a couple of years before they've ever, jumped on the bandwagon with, what I was doing. And so anyway, meeting, getting in those groups. I know we had some training on this, and I've joined a few of them here recently. Don't just join, coffee groups. Get in groups of things that you're interested in. Like, my daughter's going to Epic charter schools, and I was talking to Courtney earlier, and one of our other coffee girls, her daughter's going. And I thought, you know what, why am I not in I need to search Epic charter schools and see if there's some kind of a group for parents, because that would be a great way to network and meet new people, because I'll be talking about something completely unrelated to my business, but it's going to attract people to want to see what I do. The first thing I do when I meet a new friend on Facebook, or even out, at Walmart, if I'm talking to someone, you go, what do you do for a living? It's just a curiosity, and so the first thing I do is go look at their about thing, and I want to see where they work, who we know in common. So anyway, if you join those groups, things of interest, then that's a really good way to meet people as well. And then also network meetings. I know Bonnie's gone to a few. I used to go to them all the time, but those are great ways. Like, if you're in a town and you really don't know a lot of people, go hit some network meetings, join the Chamber of Commerce, go to some fundraisers, different things like that, and just go out and meet people. You don't have to, come in with your coffee sticks the first time you meet somebody. That's weird. Build a relationship and, find some common ground, and then just kind of slide in, what you do. And you'd be surprised at how many people will be interested, because if they just met you and they liked you, they're probably going to want to be a part of things in your world. So anyway, I could go on that. Forever.
I'm doing it's a network thing that I'm starting this Saturday. I'm doing a dream board, a vision board get together. So it's not company specific. I've just invited all kinds of people. I've told everybody it's not company specific. If they want to network while they're there, that's up to them. But it's just a way that I can meet new people. They can all get together and be in a positive mind frame and work on a vision board. So I thought that was a great way. It's cheap. I'm not even going to have the coffee out. I'm sure I'll talk about it to other people, but I'm not going to even have the coffee out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a great way to meet some other people that are in, that want to kind of push their business forward.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great idea, Courtney. I love that. And it's kind of like-minded people too. And that's great to be around like-minded people. It doesn't matter if they're in your business or not, they're in your industry. chances are. So how cool is that? Hey guys, let's all start dreaming bigger. It doesn't matter what you're doing, because within that, we're talking about relationships. And that's really what prospecting is coming down to. You have that relationship. I was away on the weekend, and my husband and I were having dinner, like just at a bar, and the bartender was talking to us, and he was sharing his dream about how he was so excited to start his own restaurant. And so we got into that, and I said, well, if you do start your restaurant, you should really, carry my skinny coffee in there. He's like, what did you just say about coffee? It can be skinny? Because I knew he looked a little overweight. So I chose a thing that was going to kind of resonate with him. And I said, oh yeah, it's the bomb. Like, it's unbelievable. He's like, well, firstly, I love coffee. And secondly, if anything can get me skinny, that would be awesome. And I said, plus it's going to give you tons of energy. So I went up to my room the next day. I dropped some off for him with my card, with a link, and we got his contact information. So I've already sent him some information. It wasn't weird. And the only reason why I didn't have any coffee on me was because I had used the rest of my coffee. So I had to go up to my room. Normally, I always have coffee in my handbag. Always, always, always. Because that you just never know who you're going to run into. See? Coffee. I will always have some around. And that's just called being prepared, you guys. So don't leave home without it, too. Because you just never know where that hey, see? Anybody else? I feel like we're on Let's Make a Deal. Who's got coffee in their handbag? But, aw, Penny doesn't have it in hers. Anyway, just a little comment.
Yeah, and that's a very good point. You, especially if you're new to this, you've got to order samples. If you don't have samples to give out, then you're not going to be able to grow a business. I give 2 each, 2 per person. And it's the best way because our product does sell itself. And so you've got to have coffee with you everywhere you go. Because you never know when the subject's, when it's going to come up. So I think that's good. So anything else? I like what Carol said about relationships. That's really what all of this boils down to, is building relationships, solid, strong relationships. And if you do that, then, the prospecting part's easy, because anybody you have a relationship with or you meet, they're going to be a potential prospect. Not everyone's going to do this with you. That's okay. If you're not weird about it and you don't, aren't annoying, then they'll probably refer people to you. I mean, I'm starting to get a lot of referrals from people that they're like, Andrea, I don't drink coffee, but so-and-so was talking about it and they need to lose weight. Well, then that's right there. That's a prospect. Well, did you know we have chocolate? Here, I'm going to bring you a sample. It's really that simple. So,
the other thing, sorry not to cut you off, Andrea, but the other thing I did want to add, and I know Courtney's going to go over this on Facebook because she's way better at that than I am, but I've created a couple of Facebook groups, and one of them we've just done, like, it was a weight loss group, Body Back, and it's just something very basic. It's low carb. It goes along with everything that we're doing, and there are like 135 of us in that group right now doing a 2-week jump start. And then, a lot of people are on our coffee and our products, but you don't have to be. And it's okay if you're not. So we don't ever want to make anyone feel badly. But at the same time, we'll say, hey, if you want to get, a boost, or if, you want a faster fat burn, you may want to consider adding these in. Just private message me. I still never give out the link whatsoever. But we want to create that all-encompassing group. I have a couple of groups, and then I have another one with like 450 women in it, and it's called 50 Shades of Awesome, and that's where I just post random stuff. It's not Coffee Central. It's just, again, building those relationships. So then when I do post something, I'm starting to build that following with some people. So just know, and you don't have to be an expert. In fact, with the Body Back group, even though I do have a passion for health and wellness, I've borrowed an entire program from another low-fat expert that is a free program that anyone can use. So you don't have to be the expert. You can borrow that program to start your own. Just, let me know if you want to start your own group with your own friends, and I can totally help you with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. So what do you guys think? Anything else that you can think of? Oh, I know we were supposed to talk about how to set up an event. Um, I've been so distracted today because I have a cold. Um, so events are really helpful, and that's, we would call belly to belly prospecting, is having, something at your house, a coffee party. You could even have a cookout, just have some kind of get together. And then when people are at your house, have your coffee bar and go, hey, I want you to try this, and make them a cup and let them drink it with you. I've got all of the flavorings, and the little foams and all the cutesy, things to go along with the coffee that are going to be appealing to people. And those have been very successful. We have a lot of cookouts over at my house, and I invite my new customers. We had a party at Twisted Soul Sister the other day, and she gave us, anybody that said the code word coffee at checkout got 25% off. So it was a special just for those that were in the know, because there were quite a few people shopping there just for ladies' night that didn't get a discount. And so all of us, at the checkout would say coffee, and we get 25% off of our total. Well, I invited everybody on Facebook, and then I invited my customers. And one of my brand new customers, she brought a friend with her who had never tried the coffee. And then that friend left excited because she tried it there, and started giving out samples for her friend at work because she's a nurse. And so, those are good ways just to meet people. Because I've had a lot of people tell me, well, I've never had success in the past when I've tried to have these parties. And so they're scared to throw one. Do something that's, you can kind of wind or weave in the coffee to your party. It doesn't have to be a coffee specific or come to my network marketing meeting, thing. Just have something fun that's a get together, and invite your new customers, invite your prospects, those people that you would like to be in business with and would love to join your team, and let them come and see how much fun you're having. Because if there's other people around that are also in the coffee and they're losing weight, like at our cookout the other day, Tammy Easterly's family was here. They've lost over 220 pounds together. And so all of my people that came that weren't customers or were looking into the business, they've all joined because they came and saw all these people at my house and how excited everybody was. So of course they wanted to be a part of it. And so those are also good ways to find new prospects, and find new blood, to add to your business. But this is a business. I know for a lot of people it's a side thing, but if you want this to really be your business, you have to think of it like, if you went out and you opened a gym or you opened a clothing store, there would be things you would have to do to prepare, and you're not going to have success overnight. You have to work at it every day. You've got to reach out and contact new people every day. Set a number. A good easy number to hit is 2 people a day. Anyone can do that. And over the course of a month, if there's 30 days in the month, then you've contacted 60 new people. I mean, that's huge. And if you do that every single month, and some are going to say no, some aren't going to be interested at first, but in time, when those people see that you're consistent and then you're sticking with it and you really believe in it, a lot of those people come on board. I mean, half of my team, that's my current team right now, that's working really hard, told me no at first. They told me they don't drink coffee. It was before we had chocolate. And guess what? I said, okay. And then I moved on, and then they watched me and they saw how excited I was. And then they came back around and was like, okay, Andrea, you got to tell me about this thing you're doing. Obviously, this is something you wouldn't be so excited about it. So anyway, think of it like if you were to open a business, you got to work on it every single day. You got to be consistent. You got to get out. You have to meet people. You need to talk to your family, go meet new people, ask them if they know. I ask my new customers when I send a sample and they love it. I'll just say, hey, do you have anybody else in your family that might want to try the product? And because they don't always think to ask you for samples. They might think they're inconveniencing you or taking something from you. And I just sent one out to California. I have a new customer in Okemah, and she loves it. I said, hey, do you have anybody else that would want to try it? And she goes, actually, my daughter, she's exhausted. She lives in California. She works really hard, isn't getting a lot of sleep. And I go, okay, well, send me your address and I'll mail out some samples tomorrow. So bam, right there, I had a new prospect in another state, and now she's, a new customer. So there's so many ways to do this. So I would encourage everybody to, because we're going to, this has been recorded, we're going to save it. And we also have a new album we're creating that's just for our training Zooms. And so each time we do one of these, we're going to upload it in that album so that you guys can send your new people, you know, to watch these and make sure that they get trained. And that I would encourage everybody to even rewatch this and take notes. I've been taking notes, and I mean, I feel like I'm the prospecting expert, but at the same time, sometimes I forget, or I know, or what's that saying? Like, I know so much that I forget it. And so, I mean, I've just taken a ton of notes and gotten so many ideas from this that I'm going to get out and, you know, hustle with this, because it's very, very simple. It's just a matter of, you know, repeating the steps every day. And what you're saying, Carol, where you always say, don't be married to the outcome.
Yeah. So don't worry about the outcome. Just focus on the activity itself. So Andrea, that was awesome. And you gave some really great suggestions. And let's take at the very base, reaching out to 2 people a day, whether you're texting them, asking them to meet for a coffee, going to a clothing store. I loved your Twisted Soul Sisters because I was there when you did one of those back in the spring, and it was amazing. And you guys had coffee set up in the back for people and some, you know, little snacky things. You can do some low carb snacks that go along with it. And people are just shopping and having a great time. And oh my gosh, it was just such a nice feeling of camaraderie, because that's what you really want to have is create that sense of fun. People need to know, especially if they're getting into your business, that it's a fun place to be, right? Mm-hmm. So posture is really, really important. And I'll just say too, like just having come from New York on the weekend, you know, I'm in a cab and there's a guy in a wheelchair going from car to car, banging on the window, like putting his cup up. You gonna give me something or not? He doesn't care. He doesn't even care about the outcome. He's only focused on his activity. And it was fascinating to me because during a red light, I think he hit about 10 cars. Boom, boom, boom. Now he got nothing from anybody in the cars. Our driver didn't give him anything. Nobody rolled it down. Didn't stop him one bit. He just went off on the side, put his cup up to other people. And if you can have that vision, not of this poor man, you know, begging for money for meals or whatever it is he's using it for, but, you know, obviously he's down on his luck. But if you can just have that vision of just focus on the activity, if he can hit 10 people in 15 seconds, I think most of us can connect with 2 people in the course of a day. So my challenge for you is, can you connect with 4? Can you double it? Can you connect with 4 people, 2 customers and 2 people who you think might be interested in the business? And we can help you with the verbiage of what to say on that. But can you? And it's your posture. And it's that level of excitement. What we know is magic. We know we've got something so special on our hands. It's unbelievable. So we've all been experiencing it. We just want to share it. But share it with posture, share it with enthusiasm, and share it like you don't even care. You truly don't care if someone's going to come into your business or if they're going to use the product, because we have 7 billion people on earth. You'll never run out of people. And Courtney's going to share that on the next training on how we never run out of people. So with that, I'll stop the recording. And thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. And I look forward to our next training. Bye.
Yes, thanks, everybody. Bye.